Why, hello everyone, my name is ChoniclerVI-6, and today we are going to be going over just how to create this nice little build I have here from the Timelapse World that I've been working on. Just a little lighthouse with this adjoining building. I'm going to go through step by step on the tutorial on how to build this, and basically just show you guys how to get this built. I hope you guys stick around, and without further ado, let's hop right into it. Okay, so the first step in creating this build is we're going to start out with a 4-block high pillar, creating a frame that's going to be, you have 7 blocks in between on this side, right, just like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there we go, and then 10 in between on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, there we go. The idea behind this is that it will make sure we have a nice framework to go off of. We're going to build those 4 high, then we're going to go 2 over. These are going to be like the supporting pillars, the supports for the roof. There we go. And then it'll be 6 in the middle with 2 supporting, and on the ends it's going to be 2 with 3 in the middle. You can do it. You can expand this design to be whatever dimensions you prefer, or whatever works best with your location. But for now, we're just going to go with this as the main, as I did with the way we did it in the time lapse that I put out a couple weeks ago. Okay, now we have the basic frame. I like having this nice curve right here. Having a 1-up makes it like almost have a nice curve feeling instead of just being flat. I might do some flat buildings in the future, but for now we're just going to stick with this. Now the next step is we're going to add an accent line in terms of the stone bricks. Just build it out like so. Have a nice... The stone bricks add a bit of a color accent, 1 block inside. The depth is nice on its own, but having an extra layer of just ability to keep it eye-catching is nice. Alright, next we're going to decide which way we want the doorway to be, which I'm just going to put right here, and then fill in the rest with oak planks. All the way up to the top, just going to go up to here. Yeah, we're going to probably just fill this up all the way. There we go, and then just fill everything else in with wood planks. Leave room for 2 windows on the sides, if you like. Again, it'll depend where you're building it. But for now, we're just going to do it like so. And yeah, let's get this thing built up. I'll add a window in the back. Actually, yeah, I'll add a window. We'll leave the window in the back as blank as we did that in the time lapse. There we go. And one nice little detail I like to add is I'm going to add in just a little bit of an indent into the wall just to show a bit of the stone brick on here. That just gives it a little bit more depth from the inside, especially. I like doing this a lot whenever I have a flat surface on the outside. Putting this on the inside just makes it seem more dynamic. There we go. We'll get the windows next. Get those laid out. Oh, I forgot to add these in over here. Just knock those out. For those, you're going to want to have wooden stairs and stone brick stairs. The reason you want these is so they make an excellent way to frame the window. As you can see, we're going to put these right here, and then we'll get some glass panes, as so. And then the glass panes line up pretty much perfectly with the stairs, giving it a nice little framing without any additional room on the outside. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side right over here. Stone brick stairs on the top and the bottom just to frame that window. And there we go. Perfect. Alright, then for the door, we're going to do something similar, just stick a oak stairs on the top, and for this design, I wanted to go with a spruce door. I just like the design of it a little bit more. It looks a bit more like a proper medieval door, and look, the color shading goes nicely with the rest of the build. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to further accentuate the curve of some of the wooden pillars. So for that, you're going to need a couple things. First thing you're going to need is you're going to need some spruce stairs, some spruce slabs, and a spruce trapdoor. These are really nice because they add a nice little bit of gradient. So you go boom with this, put a trapdoor like so, trapdoor up here, then you're going to add in another staircase right here with a trapdoor in the middle, boom boom, and there you go. With this, you can see it adds a nice curved gradient that just goes all the way around. Really nicely, in my opinion. We're going to do the same thing on the sides, and then let's go move on to the roof. For on the side right here, I decided to just add these two bit right here, just to get that little bit of an accent down, just to highlight the windows a little bit more. And there we go. As you can see, the stairs and the trapdoors just give it that nice little extra curvature along the edges. Now we're going to move on to designing the roof. For that, we are going to just need some wooden logs. Oak logs are the best for this one, just because of what we're going with. And from there, we're going to start out with just the framing of the roof supports. For this, we're going to start on the edges. We're going to go up one, and then basically just have a nice steep, at first steep, but then we're going to even it out into a nice tapered point, like a classic roof. I decided to go with this slightly unorthodox roof design, just because I like doing something a little bit more unorthodox. And then for here, we're going to stick it right in the middle, like so. Just having it upshoot one, just to highlight the curvature of the roof. This will make it just stand out that much more compared to other builds in the area. Makes it a more unique structure, as it is supposed to be a lighthouse, not just a regular home in the middle of a city. You could use it as such, but it will stand out compared to the rest of them, which again is the point. So we're just going to repeat this pattern all the way along, and yeah, move on from there. Okay, now the next thing we are going to need is we're going to need to do a highlight of the roof. This means we're going to do this with stone brick slabs and stone brick stairs. This will make it even more apparent as to the design of it as we add the roof itself. Okay, so for this one, we're going to start with the stone brick stairs along here, just along this part right here. It's going to bring it out by one, like so. And then when you get to this point, we're going to add in all these just up here. That way it further accentuates this one. Then here, in the transition, we're just going to add two half slabs. This will give the illusion of it continuing upwards, as you can see. It just curves nicely. It's not perfect, but it's close enough to work. Oh, and we're also going to need a stone brick block itself for this part right here. There we go. Stick that over, just to mimic the same design as the supports. Just keep on going up to here. I'm going to do that on all sides, just to match how it is. And then we'll move on to the accented highlights on the top of the roof and the roof itself. Okay, the next step is, since these central two columns are basically their own thing, we are actually going to use the stone bricks to accentuate them as well. This will help the curve, the raised nature of the roof in the middle stand out even more compared to other buildings. Some of them you won't always do the same, and if you want to change that again, this is up to you. If you think it would look better without, that is completely fine, and you are free to do so. The next step is we are going to actually change this one up a little bit. Going to put this as a raised piece just to highlight the end structure, which is just going to be a nice little, almost like dragon-like design. Not really dragon, but close enough. Going to stick this out like so. Going to have this one right here. Boom, boom. And then it's just going to do a nice little, from underside, just a nice little stair upways, but from here it adds a nice additional bit. Let's see here. I'm going to add this B like so. There we go. That's how it's supposed to be. This gives a nice little accent on the end instead of it just tapering to a point, draws the eye, and just makes it look a lot better. Going to do the same thing on this side. Raise these up just a little bit. And then from there, we're going to create our nice little dragon crest design. Okay, so for the middle, we're going to do a similar sort of thing. We're going to add ridges along here, stone bricks, slabs, until we reach this point where we're going to go up and then fill in the gaps to meet in the middle. This is a nice, simple framing technique you can use for pretty much any build, just like so. Well, there we go. As you can see, we now have the frame of the roof complete. Next step is going to be using spruce stairs to fill it in the rest of the way. We need spruce stairs and spruce planks, as well as some slabs, just to get this filled in properly. We're going to fill this one out all the way, matching this up until we reach this point. At this point, we're going to have it be a full slab. This will basically allow it to make it just a little bit better. In my opinion, I'm going to actually put this one right here. There we go. This way it adds the illusion of it being a transition into the main design. Here we go. And we'll just add a half slab right there, just to add that nice little transition point. Gonna do basically the same thing on all 4 corners. And yeah. Alright, we are almost done with the roof. All we're going to do now is we're just going to match in the planks with the highlights just to get it fully completed for that finished roof. And there we go, we have the finished basic frame of the house with the roof and the walls completed. The next step we're going to do is we're going to fill in this little bit right here. The simplest thing is that we're just going to fill it in with oak planks and just decorate it from there. So the first step is just to fill this in all the way with oak planks. From the inside, we can add decoration on the inside a bit later on, but for the outside appearance, we're just going to go with this simple design. Now, the next step we want to do is we want to make this look a lot better, because this is a little meh, so we want to add some design just to make it that much better. For this, we're going to need stairs and fences. These are really useful for basically just having some nice little aesthetics all the way along. We're going to quickly fill this one in because having a simple one block gap there isn't pretty at all, unfortunately. From there, we're just going to fill this one up, and we are going to take this part right here. Where is it? We need an oak log. We're just going to put one extra oak log like so, and fill it in with stairs. This gives it a nice bit of depth and just makes it look more whole and overall. We're going to do the same thing to the other side, same pattern, same sort of design. And there we go, we have the outside of the house finished, at least for the main frame. From here, we can go ahead and add in some nice little details in the form of a chimney, which is what we're going to work on next. For the chimney, we're going to need stone bricks. We're going to want some just basic stone brick stairs, and slabs. And throw in some walls as well. There we go. Now you have everything that we need. We're going to move straight on to the design itself. Okay, so the side that you decide to put the side of the house that you want to put your chimney on is entirely up to you. It'll depend on what looks best in terms of your surrounding terrain. For now, we're going to put it right over here. We're just going to stick it basically where this window is. We're just going to replace this window with the fireplace and the chimney. I'm going to replace all this. Now, first step is you're just going to build up a basic chimney shape. It doesn't have to be fancy for the base frame, and we'll go from there. Go all the way up to the ceiling and through. Okay, we're going to build this all the way up to here, and we're going to quickly top off the top with this nice little design. It just adds a little bit of flavor, and then from here, we're going to work our way downwards. I'm going to start off with a pair of stone brick stairs just to add a little bit of depth to the design, make it not be quite so flat. As I particularly like this design for chimneys. As you can see, it makes it almost look like a miniature turret from a castle. Almost, but not quite. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to basically replace these bricks here with stone bricks. This is because we want to make it seem like the chimney is just building up from the base. From there, we're going to do a similar sort of thing with these stairs and these walls. Again, this is just to add more depth, make it look just a little bit nicer overall. Over here, we're going to do a similar thing. Just replace this with a stone brick, and a stone brick over here, and a wall on top. This, again, it just makes it look better. Gives it a nice feeling of it being integrated into the structure overall, instead of just sticking out of it like it's just a sore. Okay, next part. From here, we're actually going to put back the spruce stairs and the trapdoor. There we go. Stick those right here. Again, it's all about making it feel like it's integrated into the design overall instead of it just appearing out of nowhere. We're going to make the base of it a little bit more sturdy with 2 stone brick stairs, like so. And we're going to... Yep, and that's it for the exterior design. As you can see, it looks very well integrated into the structure. And then for now, we're going to move on to the inside, because we need to actually have a fireplace right here. For this one, we're just going to make it very simple. Have a nice little, again, using the stone brick stairs trick, giving it a nice little design, like so. And on the inside, we can just add a simple netherrack fireplace. You'll want to, if you want to use a campfire, you can. So your flint and steel. But for when you're able to turn off fire spread, this is the best way to go. And there we go. We have a nice cozy fireplace. We're going to work on the inside of the building a little bit later, but for now, this is all we need to do. We're going to move on to the outside one more time. Okay, the house is just about finished. Before we go on to the inside, we're going to add a few final details. Specifically, this lining here, it does not look great. It looks jagged. You don't want jagged connection points, so we're just going to add in a few more stone brick stairs and slabs just to give it that nice feeling of being smooth and natural. As you can see, that looks much better. It's a bit more bulky, but considering it is stone bricks, it works a lot better than if it's just jagged. Going to do the same thing on this side. And this will be the last main step we have for this exterior build. Alright, as you can see, the build is just about done. The last step you're going to want to do is you want to add the detailing, namely the erosion or corrosion. So for that, you're going to want to grab yourself some mossy stone bricks and cracked stone bricks, some stone brick stairs, and we're also going to want to get some of the spruce and wooden stair variety. The idea for the stairs is you want to make it look like something's missing. Like, for example, from here, we can just take this one out and boom, suddenly there's a piece missing from the roof. You can also do the same thing with slabs and regular oak and like spruce planks. In this sort of way, I'm going to sort of like stick one right here with a plank in the back, and it just gives it that nice feeling of being actually lived in and used instead of just existing. I'm going to sprinkle these around wherever it feels right to you. If you feel like I'm putting it somewhere that doesn't belong, or you think of a better place to put it, then by all means put it there. Alright, we have that part of the detailing done. The last step is to figure out where you want to put the mossy and cracked stone bricks. As a general rule, mossy cobblestone bricks and mossy just bricks in general will be closer to the base unless you have trees or a cliff nearby which also has some greenery, because greenery grows and spreads from an existing base. So just remember that while you're placing them down. So for example, I would put some mossy cobblestone bricks here, but I would not put them up here, for example. This makes no sense. Instead, you would want to put a cracked stone brick in this location, as it looks more worn and down and torn, and just looks better overall. So we're going to do the same thing all the way around. Doesn't matter exactly where you place them, just somewhere that looks, whatever looks right to you, that's where you should put it. Alright, the exterior detailing is done. As you can see, they don't add a lot, but they do just add a nice little bit that as you get closer, it reveals more and more about the structure. This is a nice extra layer of detailing you can add just to make it look that much better. Okay, now we're going to move on to the interior. I'm not going to get too in depth in terms of the design of how you want your house laid out. That's going to be entirely up to you, but I will show you what I would like to do for making the design of the floor and the second floor. Okay, so the two pieces that you are going to want for your design are a oak plank and beehive. The oak planks are basically going to add the central line of the build, with the beehives making a secondary pattern along the outside. You want to make sure that your floors and ceiling always have slightly different patterns. It just makes it that much nicer. So for here, I'm actually going to do it like so. where it's going to be parallel and then perpendicular, like so. Boom and boom. I'm going to add these in as so. As you can see, the tops of the beehives actually have a really nice pattern. It's similar enough to oak planks that you can easily integrate it into a floor or a ceiling, but it is different enough to make it very unique and distinct. As you can see, it makes this nice little feeling of it just being really smooth transition. Now, the second floor. For this, you're going to want two types of slabs. You're going to want the spruce slab and the oak slab. And we're also going to want to grab some spruce planks and oak planks just to add that bit of depth. For the corners, we're going to want to put in some oak slabs and then build outward from there, as so. The reason why we want to add it and be a slab on top is, again, to highlight the window. Just makes it that much more detailed. And there we go. The next layer that we're going to want to do is we're going to want a ring of spruce slabs. This will give your ceiling a bit more texture and give a bit of texture to the floor above. And there we go. This is a nice, simple design. It makes it look nice and lived in, and it gives a nice layer of detailing. Next step is we're going to want to make sure we get the stairs up to the top. I'm a big fan of using a nice spiral staircase. That's why we left this side of the room open. We're going to clear out this half of this little corner of the room, build up with oak logs, like so. And from there, we're going to basically just build up with two slabs at a time, all the way up to the second floor. It's really simple, a really nice design that just really works for just about every build I've ever made. A nice simple way to get up to the second floor. And boom, here we go. And then for the top, you can either extend it up to your ceiling on the inside, or you can just top it off with an oak slab. It's up to you. For me, I'm just going to build it up because I'm planning to have this entire second floor be walled off, but you'll see what I mean. Now we need to light this place up a bit more. You can use torches if you like. I prefer lanterns. Usually classical lanterns, unless you're going for more spooky vibe. And just stick the lantern. We can stick the lantern pretty much wherever we like. You can stick it right here, for example. Keep in mind, if you do stick it right here, you aren't going to be able to enter the staircase like from this side. Instead, you have to go from here, which I think is an acceptable little sacrifice. Now for the second floor, because I'm building up this one a bit farther, I am going to just stick down a lantern right now, just so we can see, because all the bats keep spawning in here. Be nice for a little spooky vibe. But the next step we're going to do is we're going to build out the inside of the second floor. For this one, you're just going to need logs and oak planks and spruce planks. We're going to build these, we're going to basically take these and highlight them. So for those, we're going to need some stairs. I'm going to use spruce stairs because I think the spruce actually looks better than the, like next to oak planks. The spruce actually blends in a little bit better in my opinion. I'm going to add those in. This is going to highlight the effect of it just a little bit more. We're going to fill in every gap that exists in the wall from when we were constructing it from the outside. I'm going to extend up this nice little piece right here and fill in the gaps that are currently present in the wall. Okay, now we're almost done. We just have to address a few issues. Firstly, the top does not look great whatsoever, so instead of just having this as is, we're going to build a secondary roof on the inside. We're just going to do a nice spruce ring, followed immediately with a interior of oak. This will again mimic the same pattern we have downstairs and just make it that much nicer. We're going to have it be offset by 1. You'll see why in just a second. Going to just fill this one in. Yeah, let's actually build this up 1. That way it gives a little bit of depth. So we actually have this be up by 1, like so. You always want to add depth in your roofs and floors anywhere you can. It just looks much better than if it was just flat. I'm going to stick this one right here. Okay, now the next step you want to do is you're going to take these oak logs and we are going to basically just make a ring around the outside. This will make it look like the inside was designed instead of it being Just like a base, instead of it being external from everything else. Oh, thanks. Forgot that was there. And there we go. Just fill this one in all the way around to meet everywhere that's necessary. Like so. I just think it looks much better this way. It's my opinion, but hey, when you're building, it's your opinion that matters. And there we go. A nice way to add a bit of lighting here is we can add some chains with lanterns on them. It makes a nice extra little detail of lighting where it's just hanging there. And perfect. You have a nice second floor. You can add windows if you like. There isn't really a... We can add like a window right here. We take this part and basically just add a window frame. Let's just do that. I'll show you guys how to build a window frame right here. So we want to build it around this frame right here. With that in mind, we're going to basically extend the stone brick design we had before. So with this, I think a nice design with just 2 stone bricks, like so. And then we're going to add in some window frames. Here we go. Just to have a nice extra little window right here. Adding a little bit of detail, I think we'll want to... I want to add some stone brick slabs on the top as well. Just to give it a little... No, leave it as is. That's good. There we go. We have a nice extra little bit of design for your house. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed part 1 of this nice little lighthouse build. If you did, please remember to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe down below. We ran out of time today, but we're going to finish up the rest of the lighthouse build with a tower next week, so make sure to catch that tutorial. But until then, I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!